I'm a heterosexual male cross-dresser. I mean, there isn't anything else I can say about it. I don't want surgery. I'm doing some hormones to enhance female characteristics, but I pretty much enjoy both sides of myself, and I don't want to remove anything or have, any of it be totally and completely incapacitated. I have no idea what the future brings. I could be totally different 5 years from now than I am now. I don't know. All I know is this is making me happy now, and it's saving me. I was born at Southeast Hospital. I never lived more than 6 blocks from the hospital I was born in, or did I go to school in a school that was more than 6 blocks from the hospital I was born in until I got married and went away from here. Cape Girardeau was is high school and college was cars, wimpies, and as you hit college, it was college for me. It was college life, swimming and beer, and which the beer part of it was part of my downfall. I'm a lifelong alcoholic, and it took a long time to realize that. But there's also a factor of what kind of confusion and pain are you trying to hide? Well, I guess it's become obvious. Jacqie is a compilation of a lifetime of, experience and, errors and searching. In times of stress, times we were in Juneau, that when at the end there in 85 and 86 when the oil prices crashed, when the money dried up budget-wise, so did my business, and that's when we turned around. And during that stress time, I began, getting back into the clothes, and it was very confusing for my wife, and very confusing as to just why. It never has been the drive has never been a matter of sexual preference. The drive has been a matter of my personal internal view of myself and how I relate to the rest of the world, and what inside me begins to come out. I never changed who I have sex with. It's always been women, and that's been my preference. My exercise in femininity, or my discoveries, have been for my own personal happiness.
When did you first experience cross-dressing or become intrigued by it?
Probably 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, somewhere at pre-puberty to puberty. I used to be waiting to be able to be big enough to try on my mom's dresses. But it went away, and it gets pushed back because we all do what's expected of us. You get married, you have your children, you do understand that you are a heterosexual male, and that this has something else. It's because of something else. I honestly feel like it reveals more of my personality. It allows me to be more who I really wanted to be. It's not good. I have this, when music is played, I have this overwhelming desire to get up and dance, whether it's by myself or with anyone else. I mean, the music moves me. And if you are a guy that stands up in the middle of a bar or a large crowd where a band and start that, people go, man, what is going on? But if a woman does that, it's like, oh, we're having a good time. Those feelings of who I am is a very strange mix of the two. At times I feel extremely male, and sometimes, and for the most part now, I just exist and associate with other people more easily, and as a female, as Jacqie. I tried on days when I was still teaching, I'd take days off and stay at home and the stresses were building up, and when wife would leave, I would practice, and I would make little forays out here and there and out of a neighborhood, and that knew me for 20 years, and I'm going, oh heavens, what's going on? And it wasn't very successful. Then I started talking about all of this to the marriage counselor about what I felt, and she says, I don't know anything about this, and referred me to a psychiatrist who did. The psychiatrist, after 5 or 6 sessions, said, well, you're going to kill yourself. How are you going to do it? Is it going to be alcohol? Is it going to be depression? Or are you going to try to survive for the rest of your life halfway in between of what you're doing? How are you going to do it? And I said, well, I thought I was paying you to tell me what I'm supposed to do. He said, I can't do that. So he said, come back with 4 things that you think will stop you from killing yourself. I hate my job. I finally discovered that teaching was just, after a lifetime of it and being fairly successful at it, I just didn't like it. I can't be married anymore. I have to quit drinking, and I have to find out who I really am. And he said, I think our job is done here. And said, it's up to you now. So I spent my last year in teaching. I separated and went to an apartment by myself. I have been sober now for 3.5 years, 4 years in June. I finally found Novak's Bar in St. Louis, and which is it's up on the Grove and the Strip, and it's basically gay, but it's very diverse and it's very accepting. And I got to kind of deal with myself there, where people said, you are enjoying yourself, aren't you? And I go, I've never been so happy in my whole life. I've always been in music. You guys will remember that from way back. Choirs, and I grew up in it. My mother is a performing soprano. I spent 30 years telling my children, my kids at school, find out what you would do for free. Find a way to make money at it, and enjoy the rest of your life. It's magic moment.